A game show? The host asked my mom, "What's 1 plus 1?" My mom didn't hesitate. "It equals 3. Everyone froze. My family had joined this show to raise money for my astronomical medical bills. Answer 10 questions correctly, and they'd win $5 million. After struggling through 9 questions, the host took pity and asked a softball question. This prize money was my lifeline. But my mom, a PhD in mathematics, deliberately answered it wrong. I bolted upright in my hospital bed, chest tight with pain. The host recovered quickly, plastering on a smile. Dr. Lily Smith is a mathematics PhD. Perhaps in unexplored mathematical fields, 1 plus 1 can equal 3. However, the question I just asked is very simple. You only need to think like a first grader. But my mom blinked and said firmly, 1 plus 1 equals 3. The host's expression darkened. My brother held up 2 fingers, waving them frantically in front of mom's face. "Mom, just answer one more question correctly and we can get the prize money for Chloe's surgery. This isn't the time for jokes." Dad was sweating bullets too. "Honey, did you mishear the question? Or did you misspeak?" But no matter how Dad and my brother pleaded, Mom stuck to her answer. 1 plus 1 equals 3. The audience exploded. Is this mother insane? This has to be scripted. What mother would want her own child to die? Each question had a 10-minute time limit. As the countdown neared its end, I begged the doctor to help me video call the show. The production team connected immediately. My pale, weak face appeared on the big screen. The crowd gasped in sympathy. The host's eyes reddened with emotion. At 16, I'd been diagnosed with a malignant heart tumor and was in critical condition every moment. The only hope for my survival was this prize money. The host was frantic. "There are only 3 minutes left on the countdown. If you answer incorrectly, all your family's efforts will be wasted." To qualify for this show, my whole family had stayed up for 3 months memorizing the question bank. They'd barely made it through 9 questions, and now Mom was spouting nonsense on the 10th. I spoke carefully. "Mom, the prize is $5 million. My treatment only costs $3 million. I won't take a penny of what's left. And when I recover, I'll work hard and give you every paycheck to show my gratitude." The crowd murmured sympathetically. Mom's eyes welled up too. With 10 seconds left on the countdown, Mom raised her hand to indicate she wanted to change her answer. I finally breathed a sigh of relief. Maybe Mom had just been joking with everyone. "I'm sorry, I misspoke earlier. 1 plus 1 should equal..." I held my breath. Mom surveyed the room, then suddenly smiled. 1 plus 1 equals 1. The countdown ended. The $5 million on the screen instantly disappeared. Then Mom said leisurely, "Sorry, I was careless and said it wrong. 1 plus 1 should equal 2. But the countdown had ended. My surgery funds were gone. Sharp pain shot through my chest. I nearly blacked out from the agony. My brother lost control, shouting, "Mom, what are you doing? Chloe's going to die." Mom just calmly pointed at the screen. "Look, isn't Chloe suffering? You know she's suffering and you deliberately answered wrong?" My brother's eyes were bloodshot. "You knew perfectly well that if you answered correctly, she could live. This is all your fault." Mom suddenly raised her voice. "My fault? I didn't do it on purpose. Of course I know 1 plus 1 equals 2, but I was just careless." "Careless?" My eyes widened in shock. How could anyone carelessly answer 1 plus 1 wrong? Mom knew perfectly well that without the prize money for surgery, I would die immediately. Why would she? Amid everyone's confusion and anger, Mom raised an eyebrow and turned to look at my brother. "Carson, do you remember? On your middle school entrance exam, you lost a full 5 points because you wrote 1 plus 1 equals 3. Because of those 5 points, you couldn't get into the top middle school. When I criticized you then, you had the nerve to talk back, saying you were just careless and would be more careful next time. Today I'm showing you exactly what kind of consequences a moment of carelessness can cause." Mom pointed at the big screen. "Take a good look and remember what Chloe looks like